Hi, my name is Jodi. Today I will be doing a mock booking training. I have not looked at this myself, so I'm going to be doing it literally with you and seeing what I can end up using for this. Now, today I am not going to do Mexico. I do a lot of Mexico, Punta Cana, and Jamaica. So what I suggest is when you're first starting off, go and look in VAX. I always use VAX, almost always, for my mock bookings. But the reason I say look in VAX is because you can play around and see from the airport near you where you can fly nonstop. You can also go to Google flights and go to Explore, and you'll be able to see what will where you can fly nonstop. So like, I'll show you real quick. So if I go to Google Flights, and I want to look from Philadelphia, I want to explore, okay? So I'm going to hit explore. And just say I want to do a time in June or July. I like doing a few months out. So I'm just going to say the 16th through the 21st of July. The reason I said the 16th is I know sometimes Sundays are cheaper to fly and to go to these resorts. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put stops, and I'm going to put nonstop. And then I can see where, like I can see where they can fly nonstop. So I can do Cancun, I can do Montego Bay, I can do Aruba, Bermuda. Let's see, do they not have? Trying to see where else. Sometimes you have to do that. And just gives you some ideas of where you can fly nonstop on those days. Okay, so right now I want to check out, just say Punta Cana. So I can do nonstop. That's the other thing you can look at is pricing for what it would be. So to give you an idea whether you want to actually fly to that place, is it going to be too expensive? So it's showing $1,030 for nonstop. Cancun is $473. Montego Bay, let's look at Montego Bay for $656. So Montego Bay is going to be cheaper for Jamaica. So I could look into Jamaica if I want. So you can sort of get an idea and see what's cheaper, what's the better place to visit, what's nonstop. So I definitely would look at Google Flights and look at Explore to start. All right. All right, something just happened with my VAX. So I don't know why I did that. Let's see here. That's great. Okay, let's do, I don't know why that's doing that. So let's do Vacation Express. Let's do a Vacation Express one today. The reason I'm going to do a Vacation Express is you can actually do for, you can do playa hotels with Vacation Express. Now, Vacation Express is not one of my favorites. You can do Pleasant Holidays as well with vacation, with playa hotels. So playa hotels like Hyatt Ziva, Hyatt Zilara, they're part of this. So let's look into, so I'm going to go into Vacation Express. You have to sign in. I'm going to go to new booking. Philadelphia, I'm going to do to Jamaica. Departing, I'm going to pull up the 16th for 5 nights. 1 room, 2 adults. You can do children. If you do children for a mock booking and you're doing an all-inclusive resort, you want to put the children as 12 and under, because 13 and over, they count as adult pricing. So whenever I would put it on my mock booking, I would say for a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children ages 12 and under. Okay, because the pricing is different if they're over, if they're 13 or over. I'm going to do Hyatt Zilara. Actually, I'm going to, yeah, let's do Hyatt Zilara, American Airlines, and let's do continue. Now, while I do this, I also go to Expedia. And I have to be honest, I don't do much with the Vacation Express. Okay, so right here with Vacation Express, Hyatt Zilara is the adults only. Hyatt Ziva is for families. Hyatt Zilara is for adults. So I'm going to hit view rooms and rates. I'm going to look at these. I'd rather not do a resort view. So the next thing is a Swim Up King. So I'm going to do a Swim Up King here. Well, I don't know if I'm going to like the pricing. All right. All right. And then what you do here, this says round trip share transfers. I try not to do round shared if possible. So the first thing I'm going to look at, the private transfers are 130. The share transfer is 46. I'll probably keep it for this, but if I ever book it for somebody, I would see if they want the other transfers. Then the next thing I do here is I always do Club Mobay for Jamaica. It's arrival and departure VIP service. It's basically a fast track. For Jamaica, I will always do Club Mobay. I will never not. Sorry, I've got so many things open here that I'm trying to. Okay. So I'm going to do Club Mobay. Add that on. The next thing with Vacation Express, so if you do their vacation protect, and I'm not an expert on Vacation Express. If you do the VPP, that means that your air, you would get a credit with the airline. I want something where they get a full credit. So with Vax, I will do future full travel credit. With Vacation Express, I will actually do the VPP Plus, which is cash back. So that's going to be $209 per person. So I'm going to add that as well. Okay, so let's see what the pricing is. Now, unfortunately, that might be high. So let me see. We might be in a little trouble today. All right, let's do, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go to packages, Philadelphia, to Hyatt Zilara. I'm going to do the 16th to the 21st. I'm going to search that. The reason we do regular Expedia is we want to see what the what everybody else is seeing, what the consumers will see, just to see if we're on the track or not. Now, remember, Expedia will not have the cash back. They will also not have the Club Mobay. Okay. So we want to make sure we have the exact same room. So we did the Swim Up King. They have one left. Hit reserve there. Then you have to make sure when you're in Expedia that you have the exact same flights. I need to look at our flights. So I'm going to actually change these flights. I hit change up top, and I'm going to go to more options. I like leaving on the earlier flight, and that's 42 per person more. So I'm going to hit select for that option. Okay. Oh, did I just get rid of everything by doing that? I'm not a big Vacation Express fan. I think this might now show 2 rooms.
Yeah, I can't even get my Vacation Express to give me any hotels right now.
Oh, I don't know the really. Let me see. Okay, so I think this is right. Okay. So this is Oh, no, it's not. This is a double room, round trip shared, okay, and we need to add the Club Mo Bay again. We need to add the 418, and we need to add the Club Mo Bay. It's still good to know this and to know pleasant holidays and everything, because if you have to use, if you want to book certain hotels, especially if your client wants that. So I'm showing 5832. All right, so now let's go back to, okay, so I know I don't want Spirit. I know I want nonstop. American Airlines. Okay, so I'm going to do this one for the 846. I don't want basic economy. I want main cabin. So I'm going to select that. And then do the same flight coming back. It's interesting. So coming back, it's saying one stop. And this one coming back is nonstop. 1766. So 718. So that's interesting right there. You already know that they're not going to do a nonstop. So they must have sold out or something. So let's just put anything on here right now, just for 0. So first, if somebody's looking on Expedia, they're not going to be able to get the nonstop coming back. So that's a good thing.
That was a 12-hour flight day. Did you see that?
Yeah, but I'm not doing it, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It said one stop, so I just pulled it up just to pull it up. So right now it's showing 5453.82. That is without Club Mo Bay for 166. So 5453.82 plus Club Mo Bay is 166. Plus I have the insurance in here, which is 418. So if I did it through Expedia, it would be more expensive with all of that because, oh, and I don't have transfers on Expedia either. So if I wanted to do a shared shuttle, it's okay, that's not that much. It's just a $37. So we are cheaper than Expedia, even though we're more money. It's because we have the travel insurance and we also have Club Mo Bay. So the only other thing I'd like to check, especially with this, with Hyatt, is I'd like to go to the actual place. And I'm going to book from the 16th through the 21st.
You're on the wrong one. You're in Punta Cana instead of Montego Bay.
You know what? Thank you. You know why? Because I've been looking at this one for a client. Thank you. Thank you. Who said that? Who gets stuff? Who gets extra points for that?
That would be me, Lisa Berry.
Okay. 16th to the 21st. 2 adults. Now, Hyatt a lot of times has really good deals if you book direct, so it makes me a little nervous. So I'm going to ignore the member rate. Let's go to destination. So Swim Up King, this is without airfare, is $36.17.65. All right, so now let's look at the airfare. And I don't need to be exactly like definitely under. I mean, I could possibly be a little bit more. I'm okay with that. I don't want to be completely above. So the 8:46 a.m. Okay, so it's 28 per person. So we're talking 1654.24. Okay, so that's 5271.89. Okay, I didn't include the transfers, but let's now include 166. plus 418. Okay, so it's actually a little cheaper to book it this way with transfers. Because if I added on booking direct airline, booking direct the Hyatt, plus I added on Club Mobay, the travel insurance and the transfers, I came to 5901.89. Okay, so the next thing with this is I believe they have high deposits. So it's deposit due 1107 per person, including insurance. So if you do this for $50, I think I hit okay, but maybe I didn't. Okay. It now goes to 509 per person, including insurance. So we have two options. We can put it as 5832 and not put the deposit. To be quite honest, I probably would, because even 509 per person, including insurance, isn't the greatest. So I would do that. And the deposit is due April 10th. You can't even hold this. So that's the other thing I don't love about Vacation Express is you can't always hold it where you can hold it in VAX. So I'm going to do this as 5832. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take photos of the hotel. So I like to do it on TripAdvisor usually, or on the hotel, or if I'm dealing with VAX, or VAX's photos as well. So I'm going to do Hyatt Solara. Oh, did I look at Hyatt? Yeah, I did look at Hyatt Solara there. All right, who's writing on my screen? Somebody just wrote on my screen and now I have to figure out how to do that. All right, if you're writing on my screen, please don't write. I don't know how to get rid of that. Okay, so what you do when you're in TripAdvisor is you're going to go to photos for management and you're going to look up photos that way. So I like that photo. There's somebody in there, which I don't love, but that's okay. I'm going to still do that one. I usually like to do about 4 or 5 photos. I like to do one of the actual room. If I can find it, swim up. Sometimes they label them. I like to do a restaurant if possible. All right. I want to see on Hyatt. A lot of times, I don't think you can do the photos. I think they're web, but let's see.
When you save it, you can just delete the WebP and type in PNG and it'll save it as an image for you.
Mine doesn't on my computer.
Really?
Yep, I've tried it before.
Huh, mine does it.
Is that the only room? I don't love their photos. Let's see. Okay, we got a couple here. Let's see if they'll let us save images. Would like a photo of the room if possible. But I wanted to show it's a swim up. Oh, that's all right. All right, so I've gotten a few photos. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, and I do it pretty much just like this. Feel free to follow my page, JCW Travel. All I ask is that you don't copy how I do mine and you don't share mine. I've had many agents share mine and it says JCW Travel, so it's only helping me, not you. what I like to do is I like to do about 4 to 5 photos. Some people like to do a like a collage, or some people like to do a flyer. This works for me, so this is what I do. And then I'm going to copy and paste this because I pretty much do everything the same sort of setup. Okay, so you can, when I go to post it, you have to be as yourself. You can always tell up here if it's yourself or your business. You can either post it right here. I like to do it through the Meta Business Suite because my Instagram is connected to my Facebook. And I'm going to hit create. But again, guys, if you have a quote that you just worked on, use them as mock bookings because the work is already done. So I'm going to check off. I want it on both Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to add my photos. Oh, they look different. Okay, and then what I like to do is I like to change them because for Instagram, square works better for Instagram. And then I also want to make sure I know what my first photo is that I like. That's good. I can get those people out of there. I did not like that. No, that's fine. All right, then I got to figure out what the first photo is because you want it to be the first photo when you're looking. You don't want that one. Might be that one. I like that one. I think we're going to do this one first. We're going to do that last. Okay. And then I'm going to come down here and write what I want to write. And you can see what it looks like on Instagram. So you can see what the first one will look like. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 nights in Jamaica. And when you're doing this, play around with the dates and see what the best pricing is and things like that. I did not because of timing. Okay, so the pricing for this is going to be, where am I? Okay, so it's 58, I'm going to say 58.32. So it comes to 29.16. So I'm going to say 29.25 per person. And I like to up it a little bit just in case there are any issues. Like if it goes up in price. So I'm going to put 29.25 per adult based on per person. Occupancy. And then it includes the room is considered a swim up king. Swim up king room at a 5-star. And the way I do the 5-star is if I look up Hyatt Solara Rose Hall, right there, it's telling me 5-star. I usually just go with what that says. And a 5-star adults only all-inclusive resort, non-stop flights from Philadelphia, and hotel transfers right into the private. Club, no, bay, access, fast track through immigration. And it also comes with a and cancel for any reason. travel, cancel for any reason, patch back. Travel insurance. So I'm gonna take this out. I can't hold the booking, and I'm not putting what the deposit is. I'm gonna put a call to action, so call or text Montego. You got to make sure that you change things up. So if you do a couple Jamaicas, you want to make sure that, you know, this one's Montego, but that one might be considered called Jamaica, or that one's called Ocho for Ocho Rios, something like that. So if somebody contacts you about it, you know what it's regarding. So then I always say can price different departure airports, number of travelers, hotel room and dates, price subject to change in availability. If this were a family with kids, I would say and ages of the children. So then I just do some hashtags. I'm gonna do Montego Bay. Let's do Jamaica. Caribbean. I did spell that right. Yeah. All inclusive travel agent, JCW. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Okay, and I'm going to go and publish it. Now I have to be honest, this is a little high for what I like to do for a mock booking. I'd like to keep mock bookings if possible under $5,000 because you want it to be appealing. So I could have done Resort View on this and brought it down a little bit, but I like the Swim Up King room. It wasn't too much more money. And again, I probably wouldn't have done this one had I been able to get into VAX. The reason I like VAX so much is you can save the itinerary and then you can pull it up every time you're going to go and post. So I think you can save, yep, you can save this itinerary here. Now remember it's 58.82, not 58.32, because I did that 25 per person lower budget, but I didn't put it on my mock booking. Okay, so then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go in as yourself. So you have to change it to yourself. To your business page. Come on, work with me. Okay. And this is what it looks like. If there were any things that were extra added on, I would have added it here. Like sometimes with, there are some hotels that'll add on a free champagne breakfast. I use the emoji for champagne, or they'll add on 25% discount on spa service, something like that. I would add it here, this area, as to what's included. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to share it into groups. So I have a group spreadsheet. You should be joining 5 to 7 groups every single day. So the way I have gotten my clients is my first year in 2020, a week after I started doing mock bookings. I would do them 2 to 3 times a week. I would do a new one, and every single day, all of 2020, 7 days a week, never took a day off, 2 to 3 times a day, I would share them into Facebook groups. That is how clients found me. So it's you're marketing yourself, but if you do it, you know, one time and then 2 weeks later you do another mock booking and then a month later, you're not going to have those clients find you. You have to be consistent with this. So right now what I do is I put down the group that I'm working with, the date I posted last. This says how many I did. This is like morning 6, morning 7. What I posted. I also like to keep how many followers and any rules of the group. Okay, so I'm going to share this into Downingtown, Exton, Chester Springs. So what I like to do is I like to actually copy the whole thing, because when I share it, it's going to actually show underneath. So you don't have to copy the whole thing. You could put looking to plan a summer vacation, you know, check this out or something like that. So I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to hit share to a group. I'm going to type in the group. Is that the one I said? Yes. Okay, and then I'm going to, and I just make sure that I do make little paragraphs. Okay. So I shared it there. The actual sharing shouldn't take that long. So I'm going to put here, and I'm going to put Montego. I'm going to put Hyatt Solara, so I know what I posted. So Montego means that if they contact me about it, it's Montego and what I posted. So I'll do one more, East Norton. And you should do this 5 times. Morning, 5 times in the afternoon, 5 times at night. Okay. Let me just do all of them. That way you can see how quick it goes. Reading, PA. And the biggest thing I hear from people is, I can't, groups won't let me post. Well, then you're not looking at enough groups. There are a lot of groups I get kicked out of. There are a lot of groups that won't post my stuff, but there are a lot of groups that do. So you need to keep looking. The goal of the mock booking too, I don't want you to think it's for somebody to book that exact trip with you. The goal of the mock booking is for people to follow your page. Most people are not going to look at that mock booking and say, yes, I want to book it. Some will, but most people won't. So what you want to do is you want people to get interested in your page. If they get interested in your page and they like something, what you need to do, and let me show you this real quick, and then I'll go back, is you need to go, if somebody likes something on your page, look, I have, okay, 2 likes here. So you're going to click on this and it would say invite. These are 2 clients who just like this. So if it says invite, click on it and invite them. So every time somebody likes something, click on it, and that's how you build up your page. So now I want to show you this. My computer's slow. Okay. So now I want to look at it, and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to look at the number 5. I'm going to click on it. Everything, because it's black, that means that they posted it already. If it's gray, they did not post it. So what I like to do when I'm done posting it is I will open up all these links. So Reading did not post it. So I want to see if they've actually posted other ones of mine. But 4 out of 5 posted it. And then I look, I'm like, okay, that has 4,300. So I get an idea of how many people it has hit. So that's 4,300, that's 1,700. This one did not, this is a pending post. So that's 6,300. So what I'm going to do is see if they posted my stuff before. So I'm going to hit the search button. I'm going to hit my name. Yep, they posted it before, so they probably just have to approve it. Okay, so that was 6,300. And this is what this X means for me personally. It just means that whether they posted right away or not. So now let's see, East Norriton and King of Prussia. East Norriton, 4,300, 4,700. All right, so this is how many people I just am marketing myself to. 4,700, 4,300. This will be probably approved. 1,700, 4,300. Free marketing for people to follow your page. So the last thing I do is I'm going to take what I just did and I'm going to put it on LinkedIn. So I set up a LinkedIn page. Okay, so I have my JZW on my LinkedIn page. I'm going to hit photo. This, I haven't figured out how I can change my photos. Hit done. The other thing you can do, let me delete that. There we go. Paste as plain text because it shows up with the emojis. Okay, and I'm posting it on LinkedIn. All right, so there, it posted on LinkedIn. Another thing you can do if you are interested in doing something and making it, so like right here, this was not a mock booking, but I did the photos, I went to Canva and I added my logo. So if anybody shares this, it's going to say JZW Travel on it. So you can also do that, make a collage and do put your logo on it as well. Okay, so that is how I do a mock booking, though normally in VAX. So, all right, let me go back and answer some questions, I'm sure. Ha. I'm not going to remember that, Liz. What tab did you go to get to this screen? Do you have to know the names of the hotels in order to do Vacation Express? Meaning, can you search for hotels? Yes, you can search for hotels. You don't have to put the hotel name in. So there's a reduced deposit plan in Vacation Express. So basically, I would have, Sharon, used it if it would have given them lower than $500 for the deposit. But I don't promote 500 per person for deposit. I like promoting like $300-400. That's just me personally. But I could have used it if I wanted. If I were booking it for a client, I would say, look, it's $1,100 per person. The deposit, if that's an issue for you, for $25 per person, I can get you a reduced deposit. So if you're in VAX, you hold it at the very bottom. It says save itinerary. So why do we post this ourselves instead of as our business? So Lisa, you basically can do it either way, but I've been doing this for over 3 years and I have done it as my business and I get a lot more people following me and being interested in things if I do it as myself. So it's as my business. I'm sharing it, but I'm sharing it from myself. And if they go to check me out, they're going to see a family picture of me and they're going to see, you know, things like that. So it brings a little humanness to the business, I feel, but you can do it any way you want. I'm in New York City. We have 3 airports. How do I choose? So what you want to do is you want to play around in Google and see where JFK goes, where Newark goes, where LaGuardia goes, where they go nonstop. You just have to play around with things, see pricing. I'm setting up my Facebook groups. What should I name them? Do they have to have evolution in the title? So you're not setting, I'm not sure what you're saying there, but it's not that you set up the groups, you find the groups. You're finding Facebook groups. So I'm not totally sure what you mean by that. So what I do is I like to look at groups around about 60 miles from my airport. Now, everybody does mock bookings differently. Some people like to do mock bookings that can be from anywhere. I like to focus on my local area, and that's what I build up. So for me, I look at wedding groups. I look at community bulletin boards. I look at Craigslist groups. I look at moms groups, yard sale, garage sales. Those are the main groups that I look for. Oh, cool. Claudia received a personal message from one of the group admins actually encouraging me to post more of my stuff. That is not the norm, Claudia. If they haven't posted your post, do you leave those groups? Good question, Sam. So what I do is if they don't post it one time, I will repost, but I put on my groups tab, like I will put what I posted and I'll put don't think they posted last one. So that way I know the next time when I go to post, if they haven't now posted 2, I leave the group. I never leave the group after 1 because it could have been an oversight or something. And honestly, to be quite honest, sometimes I think I posted and I haven't because I get pulled away to do something else. It was Vax to get to the map. No, Liz, that wasn't Vax. I did that on Google Flights and Explore. That's how I got to the map. I wasn't able to get into Vax today. Yeah, I know Vax changed to, they used to do JPEGs, now they don't anymore. I can't use Vax's photos either. Okay, this isn't a mock booking question. This is more Q&A, but I'll answer it. I'm trying to book Club Mobe and Viator, but the days are unavailable. You can look at Expedia, but I would suggest looking on Club Mobe's site and see if it's even available. If you're, a lot of times it books up, you have to do it well in advance. So these meetings will, these recordings, if I'm going to post it, will be in our Discord chat or on your team chat. Okay, somebody answer that. I'm PC, not Mac. So I don't share the photos from Vax. I go to TripAdvisor and do management, just like I did here. Okay. I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me. I hope this helped you today.